Welcome to a cautionary tale from the front lines of fantasy baseball. We just completed our first mock draft since I published my list of sleepers and breakout candidates, and let me tell you, I got completely priced out of every single one of my own picks. This is both a remarkable and suspicious feat, and it teaches a critical lesson about the dangers of relying too heavily on draft averages. The players I liked at their typical price were suddenly gone. Ozzie Albies, normally a pick in the 160s, went 93rd. Bryan Reynolds went 115 instead of 193. The list goes on for Bubba Chandler, Jonathan Aranda, Carter Jensen, and more. Every player I targeted shot up the board, as if my public endorsement had triggered a league-wide conspiracy against me. Of course, I'm not that self-important. The real lesson here is about ADP, average draft position. We treat it like gospel this time of year because it's a handy reference point, but it is just an average. It is not a guarantee. All it takes is one other manager in your league who shares your infatuation with a player, and that comfortable draft price evaporates. You cannot plan your entire strategy around getting a specific player at a specific spot, because you simply do not know what the other 11 people at the virtual table are thinking. I learned this the hard way. I kept passing on other good options, telling myself, I don't need to take a corner infielder now, Jonathan Aranda will be there later. Or, I can wait on a pitcher because Chris Bubic always lasts past pick 200. But they weren't there later. My meticulous monitoring of ADP gave me a false sense of security, and I was left scrambling, settling for less than ideal picks like Spencer Torkelson and Alec Boehm after missing out on the elite corner infielders. This draft also highlighted two other key trends. First, the desperation at the corner infield spots in a standard 12-team league is real. If you miss out on the top-tier options like Matt Olson or Freddie Freeman, you need to be hyper-aware of filling that spot early, because the quality falls off a cliff. Second, the prospect landscape is fascinating but frightening. Carson Benge, the final pick of our draft, is a top Mets prospect with a real shot at a starting job. If that was certain, he'd go 150 picks earlier. He's joined by other high-ceiling names like Konnor Griffin and Owen Caissie, who are also rumored to have opening day potential. But there are so many prospects in this conversation right now that it's creating paralysis. Managers are afraid to pick the wrong one, so they're all falling further than their talent suggests. Spring training news should help clarify this, making those lottery tickets more expensive. The bottom line is this: have a plan but be fluid. ADP is a guide, not a promise. Do not leave critical roster spots unfilled because you are banking on one specific player falling to you. And keep a close eye on those prospect battles, because one piece of good news in March could make a late-round flyer your most valuable asset. Let this be a lesson in adaptability as we head into draft season.